Hey everyone, it's Mark Yagi. Welcome back. And a lot of you are asking me what I'm doing with my MicroStrategy and why didn't I do it earlier this week? Boy, you know what? In hindsight, it might have been better to do it this week, but I'm happy I didn't. It's all good. I made all my juice for the week. If you recall, I was setting up this trade for $1,000 a contract in juice, but I got $2,360 per contract in protection amount. Well, the protection amount didn't quite work, but I get that back. So I'm not worried that I sold there. I got my $8,000. In other words, I sold this for $2,360 and I'm buying it back for 21 cents or 14 cents or whatever it is, right? So I got $2,360 and I'm basically buying it back for nothing. So all of this went into my account because it went short. Now, the stock moved up, so it ate back that $2,360, but I got the juice, and that's the extra amount, and then the account went up kind of with it. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through my thinking on this. It's a different way of thinking, so I understand if you don't get it. Just don't make me wrong about it, because this has been working for me for a long time. And so I want you to get it. So that's why I'm making these videos, is I'm trying to explain to you a different way of thinking. And so what I did is I had these 317.50s, and they were in the money when I sold them at that time. Because I wanted downside protection. Like, we just came out of a red market. Things were kind of going down, and I wanted protection on the way down. But in order to do that, I had to sell calls that were slightly in the money. Now, $13 was in the money, and $10 was the juice. And so I'm after that juice every week. $10 times 100 shares, or in this case, it's times basically eight contracts. So I was able to get $8,000 because it was $1,000 a contract. I have 8 contracts. Not too hard to follow that number, right? Just a little weird because it doesn't show it here. But the juice column is what I'm after. And so now the buyback is pennies, okay? Because it's about to expire. It's almost 2 o'clock. It is 2 o'clock on Friday. And so I'm going to buy this back for pennies. Now what do I want to do? Well, I've got to go reference how much cash I have, how much it's going to cost me to buy those contracts back. But as much as this has gone down $62,000 because I'm short, I've gained close to that on the long. So I haven't lost any money. A lot of you think that if it goes above your strike, if you're in the money, you're losing, but you're not. I got the $8, the 8 contracts times 1,000 shares worth of juice. So I got an $8,000 gain if you strip out everything else. Yes, there's some delta slippage and some other stuff if you want to get nitpicky, but I look at this as a long-term 7-month trade. I started it November 20th. So what I'm going to do is really simple. I think I have enough cash to be able to roll this closer to the money. Now, I'm not going to go all the way up to the money. Why? We got a 3-day weekend coming up. We've got an inauguration coming up. We had Bitcoin that just went up like, $14,000 in 5 days. And we could get a pullback on Tuesday when the market opens back up again. If it does, I don't want to have to have bought all the way back up and then have it whipsaw me. So I'm going to roll most of the way back up. Here's my thinking. The stock is up $27 today. I'm going to try to shoot to roll up about half of that $27 to about half of it, half of that in the money. So let me just show you what I mean. $27 divided by 2, that's half. It's about $13. So if I got $13 off the 394s, that brings me to the 380s. That's still only $14 in the money, but it's going to give me a ton of juice. So those two things together, the in the money amount plus the juice, is going to give me a lot of cushion. I'm going to show you what I mean here, okay? And I'm just going to go do the trade, and we'll analyze the trade right after, okay? So I'm going to take these 317.50s. I'm going to roll them up to next week, create a rolling order, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell. I'm going to buy back those 317.50s, but I'm going to roll them up. What did I say? The 380s, right? All right, so I'm going to roll them up to the 380s, and I'll show you how much juice I'm going to get. So I'm going to do a market order, because I usually do market orders on these, especially for only 8 contracts. They're going to give me a pretty decent fill. They kind of always do. And so I'm good with that. So I'm buying back those and selling next week's 390s. Ooh, good thing I read it back to myself. I got to go to the 380s. All right, confirm. Okay, so now we go to the monitor, just make sure it's all there. And yes, I now have 380 calls short, and I picked up $3,000 per contract. And of that, about $1,670 per contract is juice. So that's about $13,300 in juice for the week, and I'm happy to get that, right? Because that's the money that I make. That's the income that I make. That's why I call it juice, because it's juicy, it's fun, right? But I also have this whole thing being cushioned. The stock could go down, $30, and I still haven't lost any money. That means it could go to 364 on Tuesday, and I still haven't lost any money. I only lose dollar for dollar below the strike price, if you know what that means. So isn't this a different way of thinking? Most people think you buy a covered call and you have to sell out of the money or it's going to get taken away from you. It didn't get taken away from me, and I was way in the money, right? I had the 317s and the stock's at 394. I'm still happy. I made my juice for the week. Yeah, I used up a bit of extra cash. I'm running out of cash over here, but that's okay. It's not costing me money. In fact, I'm making money, and I'll show you that when I do the next spreadsheet. So I hope you're starting to get your brain around this. We're like on the 31st or 32nd video of this MicroStrategy trade, and it might go 100 videos. I don't know. Like, if you could stomach sitting through this, I hope you're learning. That's the concept. So now we're learning in a market that's green and the stock is going up, and you're learning how to kind of chase it, but not chase it all the way, because then you get caught in this thing called the whipsaw. So anyway, hope you're learning. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks. Take care. Hey, it's Mark Yagi, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that right now. That would be a great favor to me, and plus it helps me get this material out to a lot of other people that might need it. I've got a little bit of a movement going on here, and I want to try to change the world one person at a time, showing them that you can make safe, reliable income from the stock market. And plus it helps to grow the channel a little bit. Also, if you would give me a thumbs up on the video and like it, great. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, that's cool. But just tell me why you don't like it so I can get better. And then hit the notification bell so you can get these videos as soon as they come out, because a lot of times this is timely information and you want to get that information before it gets stale. The last thing is to join my free Insider Tips newsletter. There's a link below, and you get everything in one spot. You get breaking news and analysis also. So that would be great if you could do that too. See you soon.